Hello, and welcome to Indiana Innovates, presented by Media Fuel, your monthly roundup of what's in Indiana Tech. I'm your host, Jennifer Hallowell, Executive Director of the Indiana Technology and Innovation Association. Today, my guest host is ITIA board member Megan Glover, the CEO and co-founder of 120 Water, a Zionsville-based business that provides modern software and tools necessary to solve our most complex drinking water challenges. Megan was recently named Dynamic Leader of the Year by the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations and welcome, Megan.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm so glad to be here to co-host this episode of Indiana Innovates.
Megan, 120 Water has seen impressive growth since you founded the company in 2016. Will you share with us how you got started and where you are today?
Yes, of course. So 120 Water was founded in 2016 at the height of the Flint, Michigan water crisis, and I wanted to test my home's water. And there wasn't a good solution on the market to do that at the time, so we launched 120 Water as the 23andMe of water. And since the company was founded, it's grown into the fastest growing digital water technology company in the US, selling cloud software and kits to over 200 water systems across 30 states. And with the passage of the infrastructure bill and $55 billion allocated to lead identification and removal, we're just getting started.
That's incredibly important work, and we are so glad to have your company based right here in Indiana. Now, let's dive in with what's in the news in Indiana's tech sector. In tech news this month, Indiana technology companies set a new record for capital raises. The sector closed the third quarter of 2021 with nearly $160 million raised by Indiana's technology companies. This marks the first time we've seen at least $100 million raised in each of the first 3 quarters of the year. The report, produced by TechPoint, the growth initiative for Indiana's tech industry, shows the Hoosier tech sector is on track to raise more than $500 million this year. In studio today is Mike Langellier, the CEO of TechPoint. Mike, tell us what's behind these latest numbers for the state's tech industry.
Thanks, Jennifer. It was a record quarter and is already a record-setting year. We've seen big raises from companies like GreenLake Guru and Onboard, bringing in $120 million and $100 million respectively. Terminus planted a flag in Indy by making this one of their largest offices, and then they raised $90 million. Other big raises came from companies like Sharpen, Authentics, Mandolin, and Simba Chain out of Notre Dame, South Bend. Over the past 3 years, Indiana tech companies have attracted over $1 billion in investment in total.
That's incredible. And we've also seen a lot of news around mergers and acquisitions. What are some of those highlights?
That's right. We counted 19 transactions in the last quarter, mainly in software companies and in telecom. For one, Lessonly was acquired by Seismic. Shift Lab was acquired by IQ Metrics. Pattern 89, which is a high alpha studios company based in Indy, was acquired by Shutterstock to form a new artificial intelligence arm for the company. Several regional broadband and telecommunications providers had M&A activities as well. Schurz Communications in Mishawaka, Surf Broadband of LaPorte, MapleNet ISP of Elkhart, and MetroNet of Evansville. So lots of activity last quarter and so far this year in Indiana tech companies.
Well, it is really encouraging to see this kind of momentum around the industry. Thank you so much for the work you do, Mike, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer and Mike. Now let's look at what's happening around Indiana. Ivy Tech Community College recently announced a partnership with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development and Amazon Web Services to provide cloud computing to educate over 5,000 Hoosiers over the next 2 years. Linda Calvin, Vice President of the Ivy Tech School of IT, is here with us. Welcome, Linda.
Great to be here.
So one of our most pressing needs in the tech industry is skilled talent to find available jobs. Can this initiative help solve that?
Absolutely. As organizations around the state of Indiana move through digital transformation, the Ivy Tech Cloud program will offer 3 cloud credentials to provide those skills needed to meet the demands of that cloud transformation.
How is Ivy Tech working with the tech industry to match those skills training to those in-demand jobs?
We are meeting with companies like Intel, Google, Microsoft, AWS to understand what those in-demand skills are required for those great jobs. So we meet with them on a regular basis, as well as partnering with employers to understand their needs and the skill sets they require.
And that's what I was going to ask. For those of us in the tech industry employing Hoosiers in tech, do you have any advice for how we can better partner with post-secondary programs?
Absolutely. One way is to reach out to me on LinkedIn. The other way is to connect with us so we can talk to you about career and what your requirements are, but also so we can invite you to the table so you can help voice curriculum so we make sure that we are meeting the demands for today.
That is really terrific. So where can students or career changers learn more about this program?
Of course, on the web at ivytech.edu/computers, select cloud consulting, and let's get a cloud career started for you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Linda. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
For this month's Imagine segment, we're featuring an innovative new effort to drive collaboration between the tech and innovation industry and the energy sector to better power our communities. Dimond, a consulting engineering firm in Indianapolis, has facilitated a unique partnership between music giant Sweetwater in Fort Wayne and their local utility, Northeastern REMC. Through the partnership, Dimond designed a generator system that will back up the new Sweetwater distribution facility while also providing a source of power for the community. We have Tim Hill, Vice President of the Electrical Department at Dimond, here to share more. Welcome, Tim, and tell us, how did this innovative partnership emerge?
Well, first a little bit about Sweetwater Sound. Sweetwater is one of the top 10 online musical instrument retailers according to Newsweek. Last year, Sweetwater served over 1.5 million unique customers and earned over $1 billion in revenue. Back in 2018, Dimond began designing Sweetwater's brand new $52.5 million, 480,000 square feet distribution center at their corporate campus in Fort Wayne. Early in the process, we met with the utility company that provides electricity to Sweetwater, Northeastern REMC in Columbia City, to discuss technologies and features that could be incorporated into the project to reduce the cost of electricity. One of the things that I learned in that meeting is that Northeastern REMC doesn't generate their own electricity. They are a distribution utility that buys electricity on the open market, and that the price that they pay for electricity is determined by a few peak usage days during the summer of the prior year. So for a resource to be the most beneficial to this power company, it has to be dispatched, that is, turned on, when these summer peaks are occurring. Some of the technologies that we were considering, like ice storage for cooling the building, or solar photovoltaic for producing electricity, couldn't meet that need. However, our project included a 1,500 kilowatt standby generator that could be turned on with very little advance notice. So a partnership was formed that allowed Northeastern REMC to use Sweetwater's generator to reduce load during these peak usage days in the summertime.
What kind of benefits or opportunities will this create?
Well, the benefit to Northeastern REMC is that they can better control the cost of electricity and pass that savings on to their 30,000 members. In order to accomplish this, Dimond specified paralleling equipment so that the generator can supply power to the grid, and we selected a generator that meets the EPA's most stringent emission requirements to reduce air pollution. Even with these additional costs, Sweetwater will see a good payback on their investment.
That's really interesting, Tim. Thank you so much for joining us, and please keep us posted.
You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you.
For this month's initiative, ITIA has released its 2022 Tech Policy Agenda, outlining our policy priorities to grow Indiana's tech and innovation economy. ITIA, TechPoint, and AT&T held a virtual meetup with Indiana state legislators this month to share our policy goals for the tech industry.
So for our Capital Committee, our goal this year is to focus on really getting more funds into Indiana-based funds and companies. So as Mike mentioned, while VC investment in Indiana companies is increasing, and we're certainly happy about that, our ranking for venture capital activity declined compared to other states, and we also rank 42nd out of 50 states for entrepreneurship. So we're incredibly supportive of the investment that the state made into the Next Level Fund in 2017, which allocated $250 million to make investments into both venture funds, it's a fund of fund program, so into funds, but also direct investments into companies. We want to work to make sure that those dollars are deployed as quickly as possible and that they're directed to funds and companies that are based in Indiana, therefore growing jobs, growing wealth, growing the future of Indiana business.
We also got a preview from Indiana's legislative leaders of what to expect from the upcoming legislative session.
We really do believe this is a very unique time for us. We had the fastest growing population of any state that touches us in the last 10 years. We're the lowest unemployment rate, with the highest participation rate. People have found out the good reasons to do business in Indiana, but we got to put our foot on the gas pedal and just absolutely ensure that we take advantage of this unique time to attract even more businesses and more population to our state.
I was really impressed with the statistics, the hiring statistics, the numbers of employees we have and how quickly we're growing. And I very much believe the state has an important role to play to help continue that trajectory so we can have a diverse and thriving economy well into the future.
The 2022 legislative session formally kicked off on Organization Day, held on November 16th, and the legislature will return in January to begin its work for the year. And that's our show for today. Are you interested in joining ITIA and being part of our efforts to move Indiana's technology industry forward? We would love to have you.
That's right, Megan. ITIA is the statewide association representing Indiana's technology companies and entrepreneurs to ensure Indiana is the best place to live and work in tech. Join us today at indianatechnology.org and follow us on Twitter at Indiana Innovate. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Media Fuel, for the production of our program. Thank you for tuning in and join us next month to learn what's in Indiana Tech.